People like to compare these racist, white supremacist organizations with movements like Black Lives Matter. And the thing that I always feel that I have to explain to people when they bring up Black Lives Matter, they'll be like, oh, Black Lives Matter is racist. That's reverse racism. I'm not a part of Black Lives Matter as an organization myself, but I believe that Black Lives Matter. And I believe that the majority of people, when they march and they protest and they hold up signs that say Black Lives Matter, they're not saying it as to be a part of an organization. They're making a statement. Black Lives Matter is not an organization. I mean, it is, but for the most people and the most part, it's just making a statement. They're stating that, hey, Black Lives Matter and you need to treat it as such. Because right now, the way white people are acting is like Black lives don't matter. But white people will say it's racist. That's a racist organization. And I see so many people that compare things like, they compare Black Lives Matter with these Proud Boys and white supremacist websites and things like that. And it's the craziest thing to me. And it's not even just, I say it's not even just white people that say this. I actually watched an interview with two black women. I guess they were having a debate. And I didn't watch all of it. I've watched some of it. But this black woman who was a swirler, y'all know what swirlers are, was using these white supremacist talking points. And the thing is that so many black people actually do that. So many black people use the white supremacist talking points and the white supremacist arguments. So what is reverse racism? Is reverse racism real? No. Long story short, reverse racism is a deflection tactic. If you look at the thumbnail, where the sister is basically holding up a poster that says, you know what? Stop killing us. I'm sick of the oppression. Stop using us. And the white man gets angry and says reverse racism. But it's true. What we're saying are facts. The reality is that when you tell the truth, white people say that's racist. White people don't actually care about racism. What white people care about is the label racist. They're not offended by the actions. They're not offended by racism. They're offended by the label. If only they were as offended by the actions of racism rather than being called a racist. But I learned that there's no point in trying to explain to white people what racism truly is. So I'm here today to talk to my brothers and sisters because you guys are what count. You guys are what really matter. There's a million videos and posts out there explaining that racism is prejudice plus oppression plus power. We'll go into that. We'll break that down in a moment. And they still don't get it. White folks still don't. You know what? I say white people don't get it. They do get it. They do. Trust me. White people know racism. They created racism. They're the pioneers of racism. They understand racism better than we understand racism. But you know why? It's because I really hate to interrupt this video, but this is just a little 60-second teaser. Now, if you want to watch the rest of this, then you'll need to click the link in the description below. Because if you haven't noticed by now, YouTube and I really don't have a good relationship. So all of my videos are on my website, ikyg.com, completely uncensored and unfiltered. You can't even leave comments under this YouTube version, but you can do all of that on my website. So go and watch the whole video. You won't be disappointed. And why not join my Patreon to have access to private live streams and early access content? There's also a video in the description that tells you why I'm not on YouTube anymore and what you get if you join my Patreon. But if you don't want to join my Patreon, then just click the link in the description to watch the rest of this video in full. Peace, love, and coconut oil. Hey man, that's racist.